Good morning. It's a partisan era. The country is hopelessly divided, and the government, our government, appears incapable of getting anything done. Meanwhile, technology is racing ahead. It's changing how information and value can move from one individual in one place to any other at any time. But that new technology, and critically, the important people who are building it, find themselves entangled with old laws enforced by many who see these rapid changes not as an opportunity, but as a threat to the established order. New legislation promises hope and indeed clarity, but the builders, the ones making this all possible, are skeptical, weary, scared, and frankly, angry. My name's Paul Graywall, and I am the Chief Legal Officer at Coinbase. You might think that the time that I'm speaking of is today in 2026, but I'm actually talking about a time much earlier, 150 years ago or more, in 1870. The United States is lifting itself up and stitching itself back together after a ruinous civil war. President Ulysses Grant is dealing with a fractured Congress, and the telegraph and railroads have upended the movement of information and value. With that information and value finally capable of moving at a speed faster than that a horse can run, the builders rushed in to do what they do in every era, at every time. They built. Unfortunately, so did others with far less noble ambitions and goals. And so suddenly, you had people selling get-rich-quick investments and can't lose opportunities by mail, by wire, to strangers they're never gonna meet. You've got early forms of insider trading over telegraph lines, people front-running stock prices before they can even see the ticker, and exchanges being overrun with graft. And the question at that time for law enforcement was this: what can we do to stop the crime that can move at the speed of a signal without squelching the innovation, and critically, the innovators who make that technology possible? So here's the thing to understand about that time. The national government, it didn't respond by banning the telegraph or shutting down the postal service. They didn't prosecute the people who laid the wire or the tracks or who built those networks. They did something much more subtle, thoughtful, and durable. They went after the fraud. And to do that, they passed a new law in 1870, creating a new Department of Justice under the direction of the Attorney General of the United States. And so I can think of no better person to speak to the challenges for the builders in our time than the acting Attorney General for our time, Todd Blanche. And I can also think of no one more qualified to speak to the challenges of investigating fraud without punishing the builders than the 9th Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Kash Patel. Gentlemen, I believe you're going to join us virtually. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, thank you. And I'm sorry we're not there with you guys in person. Both the director and I had our bags packed and we're ready to be there in person,